Now, a lot has happened since the split decision of the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry on the Special Anti-Robbery Squad-related abuses, from calls for protests and the exit of one of the members of the panel. But how has the panel fared since it was created? Kemi Foladiemo brings answers in this next report.
On October the 19th, 2020, as the protests demanding accountability and reforms in police operations nationwide grew, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu inaugurated the Judicial Panel of Inquiry and Restitution to investigate cases of police brutality in the state. He also announced the 200 million naira fund for compensation to families and individuals victimized by officers of the disbanded SARS. The next day, there was a shooting by army officers as youth gathered at the Lekki toll gate, the epicenter of the protests in Lagos, defying a curfew imposed by the governor to contain the violence that broke out in parts of the state. That chapter sparked an ugly wave of violence, destruction and looting in the city, grinding activities in the process. As the dust settled, the panel began sitting late October. To date, it has received more than 200 petitions alleging extrajudicial killings, unlawful arrests, shootings, assault, harassment, and lack of compensation by the police body. No one has been indicted nor any compensation awarded yet, as the panel is still hearing many other petitions. It is also investigating the role of the Nigerian Army and the Lekki Concession Company in the October the 20th shooting at the toll gate. Hearing of November the 14th last year, Brigadier General Ahmed Taiwo told the panel that they were at the toll gate on the invitation of Governor Sanwo-Olu after he asked for military intervention because the police had been overwhelmed. The army also denied killing anyone, insisting that the soldiers at the toll gate had fired blank rounds at the protesters. But later he told the panel that its officers were armed with live and blank bullets because of, quote, hoodlums who had infiltrated the protest and sought to take advantage of the situation. But the army has failed to appear again in 4 later hearings to honor the summons issued on its officers. Lieutenant Colonel S.O. Bello, who led the 65 Battalion that went to the toll gate, Godwin Omelo, the General Officer commanding 81 Division, and Francis Omata, a Brigadier General. With a change in the Army's leadership, the panel ordered at its last sitting of January the 30th on the matter that fresh summons be served directly on the new Chief of Army Staff, inviting the remaining Army officers that haven't testified to appear on February the 27th. The Managing Director of the LCC, which manages the toll plaza for the Lagos State Government, Abayomi Omowason, also appeared at the panel to testify that network problems caused the CCTV camera to stop working at about 8 p.m. that day. He denied the company deliberately switching off the lights at the protest ground and said due to the curfew imposed by the state government, LCC withdrew its staff and this prevented them from switching on the generator backup when the main power supply went off. LCC's application for repossession of the plaza has now been granted by a split decision of the panel on February the 6th.
They have every right to present an application to repossess the toll plaza, their place of business, as they have an interest over same. Competing rights of parties to justice calls for the panel's determination. We are more swayed to allowing repossession of the Lekki toll.
Fresh anger erupted over that ruling, leading to a call for another round of protests at the toll gate. But this also spurred a counter-group urging a defense of the city and its facilities instead. Member of the panel, Ebunolu Adegborua, has urged both sides to exercise caution and allow the panel finish its work on the Lekki shooting and other petitions it is investigating. Earlier on Saturday, initiator of #DefendLagos, Alabiola Dimeji, says there will be no protests from their end as it is respecting the state and the federal government. But the NSAS protesters say there is no going back.